iPhone 10 versus iPhone 11 Pro speed test. That video's coming up right now. Let's go. What is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to the iPhone 10 versus the 11 Pro speed test, beginning with a boot up in 3, 2, 1. Now, the iPhone 10 is rocking the Apple A11 CPU, and it does have 3 gigabytes of RAM, whereas we're looking at the iPhone 11 Pro with the A13 Bionic chipset with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Both of them have an in-house Apple GPU, and the iPhone 10 says, hello, how you doing? And the iPhone 11 Pro says, I don't know, I'm gonna boot up when I feel like it, Nick. And the iPhone 11 Pro is done. So iPhone 10 faster on that boot up over the 11 Pro. Go ahead and see how fast they are with the Face ID in 3, 2, 1. You could see pretty similar performance. We'll do that again. 3, 2, 1. You could see pretty similar stuff here. Now, I do have to mention that the iPhone 11 Pro does recognize me a little bit faster on different angles than the iPhone 10. But overall, you can see that the Face ID was still pretty polished and pretty good on the first generation of this type of phone in the iPhone 10. So not a big deal of difference there between both of these in speed of unlocking Face ID. Although Apple's claiming it's faster, it doesn't really feel that much faster as you've seen right there in that test. Okay guys, so quickly confirming the software, iPhone 10 has iOS 13.2 and iPhone 11 Pro iOS 13.2 official versions. We've arrived at the application portion of this speed test. Everything is closed out for iPhone 10. Everything is closed out for iPhone 11 Pro. Let's begin with the clock. And you can see clock, was that the 11 Pro? It was so close, couldn't tell. Let's go into calculator. That looked like the 11 Pro maybe. Let's go into settings. And again, so close. This is really tough to call. Let's go into weather. You can see extremely close once again. Let's go into Snapchat. And Snapchat was first there for the iPhone 11 Pro. Let's go into Amazon. And you can see Amazon first here for the 11 Pro, so a little snappier there on that application. Let's go into eBay. But I've been testing these day to day, and I gotta tell you, the performance is almost indistinguishable if you're not doing this side by side. Let's go into Best Buy. And you can see Best Buy, wow, that was really close. It looks like the 10 had it, and the 11 Pro came back. Very close there. Let's go into Pandora, 3, 2, 1. And you can see Pandora looked to be first there on the 11 Pro. And let's go into Twitter. And by the way, guys, when I'm calling these speed tests, if I say something wrong, go ahead and point it out down below. I'm just calling it what I'm seeing. If I'm missing it, that's okay. I'm human. You guys can go ahead and say, no, Nick, Instagram was first on the one side, or, you know, eBay was first on the other side. But Instagram looked pretty close on that application open time. So I gotta say, so far, these are really, really close in performance. Let's go into Prime Video. And you can see Prime Video. Which one? Okay, that's the 11 Pro. But again, what is that? Like half a second, a few milliseconds? It's not going to be a big deal for you. Let's go into the games. Here's where we should see a better performance for the iPhone 11 Pro. See, PUBG is ahead there for the 11 Pro. And we'll wait till we get to this prompt screen. And yes, definitely you can see that the performance is definitely up there for the 11 Pro, and you're gonna find it be a little bit smoother in gaming. And because it has better battery life, of course the 11 Pro is a nice update for gaming over the 10, just because, you know, battery is a big concern when you're playing games, and that's not going to be as big of a concern on the 11 Pro. So let's go into the next game and see how they perform. 11 Pro just a little bit snappier, but that's enough to say it's a little bit faster. And then the 10 gets in first, so that was strange. Let's go ahead and see how they perform in game. And you could see not a great deal of difference. This is not a super graphically intensive game, but still, I mean, the performance on these is really good. All right, guys, so let's go into Call of Duty and let's see what happens here. So the iPhone 11 Pro seems to be ahead here over the iPhone 10. And will the 10 catch up? Let's see. We'll hit guest here, confirm, guest here. and see how fast they can load this up. So We're ready to go here. It looks like just about here for the iPhone 11 Pro, and now on the iPhone 10. So let's kind of see how they do in gameplay. When in gameplay, you can see very smooth performance here for the iPhone 11 Pro, and then it wants to time us out there. Let's hit the X. Let's go over here to the iPhone 10, see how this one does. You can see also pretty good gameplay. I'm noticing slightly less smooth, not quite as smooth, but still very good here for iPhone 10. So gotta say that if you guys are gonna be playing Call of Duty or games on either one of these, it's gonna be a fantastic experience. Both of these are very fast, but I think there's a slight edge to the iPhone 11 Pro, but not a large margin like you might have thought. We're gonna go through the application, see if we get any reloads on either one of these. Call of Duty ready to go. The next game ready to go. PUBG Mobile, had to restart the match, but it was still ready. Let's go into Prime Video. Instagram, let's go into Twitter. A little bit of a delay there on Twitter. Let's go into Best Buy, and that was ready to go. eBay, also ready. A little bit of a pause there on Amazon. So iOS still pauses apps sometimes. Let's go into Settings, Calculator, and Clock. So the efficiency of iOS is still very present even on the older iPhones here. Let's go into PUBG. Again, that match had to quit, but let's go into Prime Video. That's good to go. Instagram, good to go. Let's see if we get a pause here. Not much of a pause there on Twitter. Best Buy, eBay. Let's go into Amazon. A little bit less pauses here, so the 4 GB of RAM showing a little bit better performance. Overall, both very efficient, still very smooth here in 2019 on iOS 13.2. 17-second 4K clip on both of these. Let's see how they do with this export. I'm gonna hit save video and put them both in 4K and see how fast they can export. So you can see the iPhone 11 Pro definitely ahead here over the iPhone 10. And it seems like by a substantial margin. The iPhone 10 is catching up, but it's not enough to take down the 11 Pro. So when it comes to rendering, exporting, doing video work, things like that, photo editing, things that are gonna actually tax the processor, the 11 Pro is definitely the more powerful phone. Let's go ahead and run a synthetic benchmark now on Geekbench 5. I'm gonna go ahead and CPU, we'll hit this run benchmark, and I'll be back when the final scores are in. Hey guys, so the final scores are in, and you could see that there's not a major jump, about 400 points here for single, but when we get into the multi-core, you start to see the bigger jump for the iPhone 11 Pro. So yes, technically you knew that before coming in the speed test, the 11 Pro is a faster phone, but you wanted to see kind of in the real world, and you've seen that the 11 Pro feels slightly faster. But I think this video is good conclusive proof that really what you're upgrading for is, again, those cameras and the better battery life. The iPhone 11 Pro dropped 3%. When I started this test, I didn't show you, but the iPhone 10 had 88%. It's down to 79%. And yeah, so battery, cameras, major upgrade. That's the big deal here between these two. If you can live without that, I would just hold on to the iPhone 10 till next year when you see a redesign on the next iPhone. If you guys found this video helpful, entertaining, enjoying, informing, click the like button for me. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Turn that bell notification on, and I will catch you all in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to be well, and peace.